Throughout the history of video games, there's been proven to be a substantial amount of unsolvable and unexplainable mysteries. The numerous amount of abnormal creepypasta stories and unnatural game glitches make us question our reality. With some of the most and eerie glitches, we start with number 10. FIFA 15 Large Goalie Glitch. On the soccer field of FIFA 15, sometimes what looks like the biggest headless chicken will join the roster as a goalie. Although the chicken-looking monster gives nightmares to Freddy Krueger, he can still block a goal, and at least is casual enough to wear our uniform. But the gruesome-looking monster has unusual-looking animations. Number 9. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas Suicide Photographer. Discovered in the world of San Andreas, a casual NPC photographer located near the border of Flint County in Los Santos can be found standing and taking various pictures of the open sea. Soon after taking a few shots, the character walks into the sea straight to their death. The NPC character is always in the same location at any time, and has been reported that this character can take on various different skins. The reason for this glitch is uncertain, but was assigned as an NPC walking path error. Number 8. Hitman Blood Money Floating Corpses Glitch. In certain levels of this stealth title, players can find corpses floating through the floor, traveling through each room and heading towards the player. These corpses would open doors to get to the other various rooms and continue without catching attention of other NPCs. Some have reported the glitch is caused by a save file corruption from the player frequently saving. Although the disturbing corpse can't damage the player's health, it doesn't make it any more cuter to look at. Number 7. Fallout New Vegas Introduction Error. In the intro of the post-apocalyptic game New Vegas, an early version of the game caused Doc Mitchell to turn into the girl from The Exorcist. Mitchell's head has been found rotating without shedding one single tear. Once Mitchell gets up and shows the player around, he would float around like a puppet and keep his head like a broken clock. Mitchell will follow the player around with his unsettling appearance and movements until the player leaves to go to the wasteland. Number 6. The Creepypasta story, Pokémon Black. An unofficial version of the original first-generation Pokémon Red. Pokémon Black plays similar to the adjacent first-generation Pokémon games, but with an unknown plot. The game starts off with the same starter Pokémon, Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle, although there's a fourth Pokémon named Ghost. This creature has the same sprite as the ghosts you find in Lavender Town in this generation. Ghost starts off with level 1 with a move called Curse. When you ask Ghost to use Curse, the screen cuts to black, and at this time, the game plays out a distorted scream from the Pokemon opponent. Once the screen goes back to normal, the opponent is gone. If Curse was used on a trainer's Pokemon, the trainer would have one less Pokeball and the Pokemon indicator in the corner, which is indicating that the Pokemon died. Throughout Pokemon Black, the music plays half its regular speed, and the deeper you go into the game, you find tombstones of the world's former residents, as if the world is a ghost town. Although I'm not explaining everything that happens in this creepypasta, you don't want to be the one playing this game. Number 5. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas Ghost Cars. Found throughout the map of San Andreas are worn and damaged cars that are left abandoned. These deserted cars were reported to have been driving without anyone in the car, and would often disguise themselves by turning on and off its engines. Rockstar explained that these cars were placed in the game to provide a real-world atmosphere in the location that they were placed in, and were not intended to turn into ghost cars. Number 4. Skyrim, Riften Honeyside Manor Mannequins. In the basement of this manor, the player can find various mannequins in which the player can place armor on. These mannequins would come to life and start following the player around the manor. Although these mannequins walk just as slow as normal NPCs, they can still quietly sneak up and corner you. Bethesda announced that this glitch was not intentional and caused the mannequins to use normal NPCs' AI. Number 3. The Creepypasta story, Been Drowned. This creepypasta is narrated like a journal, or a thread, as it goes through a timeline of a gamer named Jadusable. He first starts out explaining that he has a haunted cartridge of the N64 game The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, which was received by an elderly man. Once the cartridge has been booted up, it consists of a save file named Bin, which he ignores and creates a new save file and starts fresh. Throughout Jadusable's playthrough, he found that every character referred to the protagonist as Ben. Later in the game, he's also presented with distorted music, text being displayed incorrectly, and missing textures. Even the town Clocktown was empty of its current residents. On his YouTube channel, Jadusable posts various gameplay videos of this playthrough of the haunted Majora's Mask game. The cartridge has been haunted by its previous owner, Ben, a kid that has drowned, and his soul ported into the Majora's Mask cartridge. Number 2. Red Dead Redemption, Manimals Glitch. In the popular Western action-adventure game, a glitch causes animals such as birds, donkeys, and dogs to have replaced their body with a human NPC body. Players have discovered these humanoid NPCs throughout the world, either flapping their arms to act like birds or having disfigured body parts to take shape of their animal. Number 1. The Creepypasta story Morrowind JVK mod. A user-made mod named JVK1166Z.esp that would execute an uncertain feature for the game Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. An interesting thing about this mod is that it is considered a virus and causes the computer to freeze for an hour and soon after crash. After the game locks up, the entirety of the Morrowind data would be corrupted, including the save data and the game itself. Although unable to be played, it was discovered that the mod could be played with a DOS box, an emulator program that allows a user to enter a DOS environment. While playing the mod, the game runs at a struggling rate. Besides the game being extremely laggy, opening the options menu, the console, and loading the game was not a possibility. Once JVK starts, various main NPC characters, which include characters needed to complete the storyline, immediately die, and their corpses remain. This continues throughout the playthrough of JVK, as other sets of characters die. Even though the world is slowly losing population, there is one character or creature that will always inhabit it. Throughout the entirety of JVK, a creature named the Assassin lurks in the shadows, one that is not only hard to perceive, but one that stalks the player non-stop. The character has long limbs, uncolored skin, and walks in an inhuman-like manner, but can only be seen when the player dies. For the characters that still remain alive at the time, they'd simply stay nocturnal and would stroll outside, looking at the sky and mutter, "Watch the sky." As the sky is constantly a dark state and represented as a real night sky, it's a changing factor of this mod. After real time passes, the game's night sky would change and move. If you leave, die, or load the game, the sky will reset itself, starting always in the same position. To understand more of the JVK mod, one person did what he was told: watch the sky. He played the game for a whole day, then a few days, and suddenly he found it hard to stop playing. Over time, the lighting of the game grew darker and stranger. The assassin would make shrill shrieking noises at the player and become more visible. While playing endless nights of the JVK mod, the player started seeing the assassin creature outside of the game. Thank you guys for watching, and if you want me to do any more videos on creepypasta stories or any other glitches, let me know in the comments down below. And if you did like the video, click the thumbs up so I know to do more videos similar to this. And if you haven't yet, subscribe because, oh man, you're just missing out on everything stupid I do. I play through games and I make this stupid videos like this. Just do it, click it. Also, I love you. Goodbye. That guy just honestly looks ugly.